Good evening and welcome to episode 3 of 6 again with Finch on this wet, windy and cold night. We've got a special guest on the show, but I'd like to introduce my ride-along, my Coey, Hazna. How are you? And one of my close mates and Bulldogs superstar tragic fan, Harry. How are you, Jimmy?
Good yourself.
Harry's also known as the Phantom flag driller, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Nice to see we got here in the wet. We're not having drought yet.
Windy, right?
With this weather. Give you a quick rundown of the show today. We're going to review the Bulldogs versus Penrith game that happened at Combank on Thursday. We're going to ask our special guest Harry some questions of how he got into being a Bulldog supporter and what he gets up to and how passionate he is. Yeah. And me and Hazna will give, along with Harry, we'll give our tips and rundowns and predictions for this shortened Origin round.
Yeah, it is short.
Yes?
Yeah, let's go.
Ready to go? Now I'd like to turn our attention to our special guest Harry, aka the Phantom Flag Driller, aka...
It's been a long time.
Your
the
Bulldogs.
last time I did it was like probably 10 years ago.
But there was a article just last week about it, wasn't it?
Nah, not an article.
Was it on socials?
Nah, that was just a social, an old, because the Penrith game was on.
Okay.
Let's speak currently, but you're also recognised by TikTok and social media for Bulldogs commentary.
Bulldogs commentary. I just did it for a laugh, actually.
You've gone quite big, bro. You've gone quite big on it. Like a lot of you get a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of views. So
I just do it out of passion, to be honest. I don't like do it for attention or anything.
That's good.
Those that know you, you know you're very...
Suddenly it just happened, Adokar messaged me on TikTok. Jordan Samrani and Adokar actually were messaging me saying you're the funniest cunt on TikTok, and all the boys copy what you do at training and stuff like that.
You went into the club, didn't you?
Yeah, I went into the club.
How did you get in there?
That's how I got in from Fox and.
Oh, so you spoke to them?
Yeah, they messaged me on TikTok saying, "Bro, you're the funniest cunt. You want to come into the club and?"
Because that was too fucking
I said,
funny,
why not?
bro.
I said, yeah.
Did you initially think that was a G-up or someone was pranking you?
Yeah, I actually thought it was a fake Adokar account.
A fake account.
I didn't know who it was. And I showed my family, and they're like, "Nah, that's the real Adokar." So I messaged him back, and I said, "Yeah, fucking oath, I'll come into the club." And it just happened from there.
What was
messaged him. Actually, he left me on scene for 2 weeks when I told him I'll come to the club. So I think the club messaged me about 2 weeks later when he messaged me, and I started from there. I went to the captain's run, Dogs versus Warriors at a court last year when Burden kicked the field goal to win the game. I went to the captain's run and started from there. Went into the dressing rooms.
But those that know you know that you're actually a very shy and standoffish person.
Yeah,
but
I'm a shy person.
When the Dogs play, the passion and...
Yeah, passion. I watch the games by myself and no one can sit next to me. That's how passionate I am.
Because we know him, hasn't it? We know him as very...
Long-time friend.
We know him as shy.
Yeah, that's right.
But then a switch turns on.
When Dogs come...
Once he sees blue and white, he's a different beast.
It's the Michael Ennis White-Line fever.
Yeah.
He's a different beast.
Harry, can I ask how long have you been supporting the Mighty Bulldogs?
Probably when I was about 5 years old, I think against Manly versus Dogs grand final.
In 1995?
Yeah, 95 grand final.
So
that's when I remember. I remember that game. I actually remember 94 actually when Martin Bella dropped the ball from the kickoff. That's when I think that was the first game I've ever watched actually. But my older brother, got me into footy. Supporting the Dogs and just started.
So that's
what that was probably the first game I would remember as a Doggies fan.
So your older brother's the one that got... you've answered my next question. What made you support the club? Your older brother?
Yeah, my older brother introduced me into the game and started watching it. I loved it and
your most memorable Bulldog moment, would it be the 2004 grand final or have you got another moment?
Yeah, 2004 grand final obviously. That was the...
How long did you celebrate for?
Oh, if I tell you, I was home alone and my older brother's wife gave birth that night.
Holy moly.
Yeah, and I was home alone. My mum was at the hospital, my family was at the hospital, and I was home alone. And
He's got his priorities right, doesn't he?
I ran out, I would never forget, I ran out to the roundabout just fucking waving my hand, just going crazy, bro. It was funny. Oh, I'll never forget that night. Yeah, that was the best night. I was probably like 15, 16 years old. Yeah.
2004. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 14 years old.
Your heartbreaking moment in the Bulldogs.
Heartbreaking moment was
My one's the 2012 grand final versus Melbourne.
no, the Brisbane Broncos.
Oh, the prelim
2003. That was it started from there.
No, 2006 or 3?
Yeah, 2003.
The one at
06.
Sydney Football Stadium.
2006,
03,
yeah.
the Roosters not.
Mate, we were celebrating at
We're leading
half time,
26-6.
26 half time, and we're celebrating. We're saying everyone's calling ticket tag.
Buying
Buying
what a
final
cup that
tickets,
was.
and then they just come out. I don't know what happened that second half. Broncos came out and killed us. The second probably. Probably 2012 grand final against Storm.
That was a dream run.
Yeah, that was
the Ben Barber run.
We were so confident that grand final, but Melbourne, Craig Bellamy, man.
Was it Sisawonga?
That was a big shock to the Dogs.
Yeah, it was.
Was it Sisawonga that kept stopping the overlap that Castellano and Ben Barber was creating? Yeah. And all we had to do was probably put a little kick in. He did 2 knockdowns.
If we had a better halfback, I think we'd win that grand final.
Trent Hodgkinson.
I was there. I was shattered too.
2014 was like
I reckon that's
a gimme for South.
They rang the bell before.
Yeah, it was a gimme for South to win that. But it was good to make it.
Harry, your favourite Bulldogs player of all time?
Favourite Bulldog, probably Sonny Bill, Willie Mason.
Sonny Bill, Willie Mason.
Willie Mason. I love my forwards. Marco Mealy as well. He was a gun.
The 04 boys.
Your current favourite player?
Oh, Stephen Crichton.
You love Critter?
Gun, yeah. And
Critter is here.
Another Critter fan.
Well. I love my edge players, edge back rollers.
No, he's
kick
not
out,
blind, that's
Preston.
Tell the audience who was the first person to spot Jacob Preston.
Oh, this guy. About what,
we went to
4 or 5 years
I went to
ago?
a pre-season. I was invited to a pre-season.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, he's like, watch out for this guy. He's a gun.
The guy Hazna was coming out in training. You know how they say you train and how you play. The guy's putting shots on anyone, and it's just a reserve grader.
Wow.
I messaged Harry, and because
it's pretty on the point. Finch is pretty on the point.
I go to him, watch out for Jacob Preston. He goes, Jacob who? I go, Jacob Preston. We bought him from North Sydney.
Yeah, that's right.
But now he's one of your favourite players,
He was a Manly junior, wasn't he?
Roosters, I think.
Nah, Manly.
He's from Manly?
Yes.
He went to
Manly,
Roosters.
and then he went to Roosters.
He played for
North.
Belfield or something like that.
Roosters feeder team's North Sydney Bears.
That's right, yeah.
But he's from Manly. He's from the Golden Beach.
Yeah, he played
originally
for a Manly club there.
Juniors.
I think it was called Belfield or something.
He didn't make it, the Roosters. North Sydney Bears were their feeder side. So he just was in their reserve grade squad. He never made first grade there. Okay. What gave you the idea of drilling the flags at the opposition stadiums?
I was at Penrith, working in Penrith. I'm a plumber by trade, and I was working in Penrith, and I was with my nephew. And I'm like to my nephew, what do you reckon if we buy a little flag or Bulldogs flag, go to the stadium and just, try to make bragging rights for that game and just spice it up a bit. He goes, yeah, why not? Let's go. So he started, he cheered me on to do it. And we just rocked up to the stadium. Everything, all the gates were open.
No security?
No security, no nothing.
The first one was at Penrith, Harry?
Yeah, first one was at Penrith because I was actually working there, and there came that idea, and it was like 2 days before the final.
The prelim?
No, not the prelim.
Did we play him when Jamie Soward was playing for him?
Yes, it was
that
the
one.
prelim, yeah.
And you hated Jamie Soward.
That's right, yeah. It was a
prelim. Like most.
And I just went up there, climbed the
gate
shed. No ladder, nothing. Just climbed the gates, the fence, and got up, and my nephew passed me the drill and started screwing it down. And actually, the Daily Telegraph and that recognised it, and I went onto the paper, all the socials. I didn't even want to make it that big. I was just doing it for a laugh.
You're marking your territory, Mahak.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Mark territory and just make a statement for us.
You also did South Juniors?
Yeah, South Juniors.
Was it the league club or was it their training ground?
No, that was a leagues club. South Juniors. I think in Maroubra. Is that in Maroubra?
Yeah, on Anzac Parade.
Yeah, Anzac Parade. That's it. Yeah. I did the same thing. There was builders working there, and there was temporary fence. Climbed the temporary fence, went up, screwed it on.
Oh, he's pretty agile for a big guy.
Yeah, and then I went to the Dragons. As well.
Cogra.
Done that as well. Same thing. Gate. Went up to the Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Okay, where do you think the Dogs will finish this year?
I want a top 2 finish. We need a top 2 finish. We need that first week of finals. We need that home semi to get our...
Confident of getting a top 2 finish?
Yeah, I'm confident we can do it.
At the start of the year, did you think
At
would
the
be...
start of the year, I had him in the 4, but that was probably thinking with my heart, not, you know?
Not with your head.
Yeah, not with my head.
You really had him in the 4?
Yeah, I had him top 4, yeah. I had the Penrith 5th, and I had Sharks 2nd. Sharks, I think they're done. But we'll get to that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, top 2 is very important. I feel like we
Needs
need that home.
I always remember Habib was the original when I'd ask him for a tip. Dogs 13 plus. We could be playing Australia. Dogs 30 plus.
This 30 plus. We'll get to that.
What would you do? Okay, just finally for you all, what would you do with the Galvin situation we've got currently? I know you're a Sexton fan, which...
Pretty much you can't do nothing until Sexton has a bad game, and I don't think Sexton has had a bad game. He's playing awesome footy.
So how do you get Galvin on the field, Harry?
He's going to come on either play hooker.
Galvin?
Sorry, not hooker, no. Cut that out.
No, you're right.
Cut that. No, not hooker. Either bring him on probably 55th, 60th minute. Pretty much do what they're doing. Put him at halfback, put Sexton at hooker. But then again, Marnie played a good game last week. Look, he was actually good last week. His defense was good. His passing was good.
Marnie had a blunder.
I disagree with a lot of what you said. It's either he just makes that fucking move.
He rips the band-aid off like the
literally, my brother. Get him off and put him on. Can't have 3 at once. It doesn't make sense.
I love the Galvin signing. It's a gun signing, and for us to get it, for him to come this year is a bonus. It's massive for us. Yeah, it's a bonus. Any club would love his talent at any at this stage of the year, especially making the run to the finals.
Hazna, going back, you think start with Sexton and then take Sexton off, leave Reid Marnie on, and Galvin comes on?
Reid Marnie.
What do you mean from the get go?
Reid Marnie needs to play 80 minutes. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
His service from dummy half is exceptional,
and his defense last week was brilliant.
Yeah, brother.
Last week he
40 tackles in less than 50 minutes.
I actually feel like Marnie played his best game for us last week.
But what other player does that? What's his name? The opposition, Leo. I think
Moses Leota. He folded him twice. It was brilliant.
What was his name? Who did 60 tackles in the Penrith last week?
Mitch Kenny.
Yeah,
he's a hooker.
But that's 80 minutes. Yeah. Okay, this bloke Marnie played less than 50 minutes and he done 40 tackles.
So he was on target to get to 60.
60 plus.
And he was part of our only try.
But to come to the point, you need to do what you need to do, my brother. You got him to play halfback. Okay. Everybody fucking knows this. You either get rid of Sexton and put Galvin on
from the start, or you mean
from the
minutes?
beginning? No, from the beginning.
Okay.
Because to me, I reckon you do this right now because once it gets to the finals, Lachlan knows what is happening.
Yeah.
And if you want to put,
you can't be experimenting towards finals.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
If he does want to experiment, the way he's experimenting, mind you, Serrato is a goat. Is going to be a goat of a coach. By the time he's finished his career, you could see it. But his decision making right now with the Galvin situation is a little bit not like
it's up in the air.
Yeah, for me, you've got a dominant playmaker right now in Sexton that's playing okay in the past month. He's been playing really well in the past month, and you got Galvin in the same situation where he was going to go on the field and play dominant. If you're going to do that, put them both as 5'8" and halfback, and have Burden lurking on the left side, and you have the Connor Tracy lurking on the right side. So you have that 2 fullback option, because Burden, as we know, can run those
and
holes.
He's a bigger body.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a bigger body.
That's just the only thing that I see. But apart from that, just bite the fucking tongue and go Galvin and Sexton switch.
I'd like to preface this. It's not an attack on Serrato. Serrato's lifted our club.
I feel like he brought him on too early last week, to be honest, because the game was in the balance.
Yeah, that's right.
To bring on Galvin that early the team was doing well. I'm not blaming Galvin for.
So between the three of us, it's not an attack on Serrato at the moment,
nor an attack on Galvin.
Because he is a future gun coach.
100%.
I just believe he's mentioned a couple of times in the media, in the press conferences, we've got options A, B, and C, and in the both games, other than the Parramatta one, in this last game, against Penrith, he took option D and stuffed it all about. Yeah. Because you have to read the game. Reid Marnie was having his best game.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
If you wanted to put Galvin on, and you can keep Sexton on, then you could push Burden to centre, and Montoya was having a poor game, and then Seri out, or he has to read Marnie's our best hooker.
I don't think there's anyone better at the club than Montoya at the moment.
Okay, but I'm saying going back to Galvin, so Galvin comes on and Sexton comes off at the 15-minute mark. Then
that's what you got to do.
We're not going to win a comp with Sexton at hooker.
Yeah, no way.
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah, well, like as much as
Marnie's
Sexton,
defense alone is
massive. Who's the best hooker at our club?
Marnie.
99.99% of it.
Yeah.
And he was braining it. He was braining it.
He was killing it, bro.
No penalties, no drop balls, defense on point.
His service from dummy half was not normal.
Yeah,
he was passing 40 meters out on chest. Like, who does that?
One of my friends picked up on if Marnie was on the field, because Sexton picks the ball, because he's not a natural hooker, he's halfback. So he's put the ball up and then passed it from here, not off the ground, which could have been that split second difference between Burden getting his kick charge in or not.
Yeah.
Do we agree? And why isn't Galvin kicking at all? Surely Galvin can kick out of our end.
I think he's only got given permission to kick in the 20-30 meter
short kicking game?
Yeah.
But then everyone's going to attack Burden. It's going to be a charge down.
Cleary aced that.
Because he's a smart.
Auckland Galvin playing the ball, Sexton
Burden
dummy
wasn't
half.
deep enough as well. I feel like Burden should have stayed.
The service of dummy half.
Yeah.
It was a combination of everything.
It's luck.
Sexton's a hooker.
Charge down.
The service, Burden didn't hook up.
Clear.
On the outside of Burden, I watched the game back, and then there was a 3-on-1 overlap. We had Kicks, Cherry, and Montoya versus only the centre because they're right.
The amount of overlaps last week I see.
And we kept giving flat balls.
He kept. I think it was Burden or Galvin, whatever it is.
We hit the lead runner.
He kept going short to kick out or press
instead of the sweep.
Yeah, instead of going to sweep. Even Kurt Mann did it a couple of times.
And we had overlaps.
He was ball playing. When Kurt Mann came on, he changed our attack. He was brilliant. But I'm saying the short balls that it was so predictable. If they went out the back, there was an overlap happening. I think you'll see it this week.
Galvin straightens our attack. Can we agree?
Of course.
Instead of the X.
Yeah.
No,
Sexton X. X to kick out. And he's always got 3 or 4 defenders waiting for him. He's been playing very well. But I think Galvin offers a bit more in attack.
Of course. He gets the defenders.
And as a first grader, Hazna, you've bought him, so you've got confidence in him. If he can't carry out a game plan with 12 other people on the field, then sorry, he's not a first grader. So don't tell me only Sexton knows our game plan. Yeah. Shouldn't all 13 players know our game plan?
Come on, he's only what?
No, but they're saying Sexton's got to stay on the field because no one else knows our game plan. Well, doesn't the hooker know our game plan? Doesn't Connor Tracy know our game plan? Yeah. Doesn't the captain know our game plan? We've got Max King, Kurt Mann. Okay, and this is a leading to our next question. Why wasn't Kurt Mann on the field in the last 15 minutes when the game's in the balance? Hasn't I ask you first?
I don't know. I wish I could answer
I think
this.
his fitness. I think he was getting tired.
He's an 80-minute.
Getting tired. When he was making tackles and that, you can see him.
Well, we need him on the...
I know what you're saying. I actually agree
with what you're saying. In the last 15 minutes and Reid Marnie.
I love Kurt Mann, but he was puffing out, trust me.
He's playing...
If you watch it again...
He could play 60 minutes, Kurt Mann, no problem.
50, 60 minutes.
Yeah. No problem, okay? He puts him on for 25, 30 minutes, maybe 35 pushing it.
He only played 30, 35
when
minutes.
He's on, that's when we go actually forward. We go forward and we get oppositions on the back foot. And his service from first receiver is not normal.
And he takes pressure away from Burden.
Of course.
We look much better in attack when he came.
Yeah, we go forward. We go forward.
So I'll be biased. Kurt Mann's one of my best, one of my favourite players.
He's a guy.
I want Kurt Mann on the field when the game's on the line. Okay, no worries.
Yeah, he's not effective.
When the game's on the line, Kurt Mann needs to be on the field. Yes?
Yes,
100%.
And Hasna's right. Kurt Mann can play 60 minutes. He played 44 minutes straight in Origin, which they say is 2 times quicker than club footy. Even though that Penrith game, 44 minutes, yes, straight. So you can't tell me he can't play. Okay, 55 minutes straight. He needs to be on the field.
100%.
Maybe you can't tell me he's injured because he's playing Origin.
Yeah, he's a
special shout out to Connor Tracy, who I've been a massive fan at fullback.
Yeah, he was brilliant. Wow.
2 try saving, body on the line. Yeah. That lifts the players around him.
Under pressure, catching the high balls under pressure.
He's improved significantly on the high ball. His positioning, his talk.
He's a mini Dylan.
I've always said that he's a mini Dylan Edwards.
Yeah. He's our mini Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, he is.
Gus said last night on 100% footy, it was Connor Tracy's first full pre-season in 7 years.
Oh wow!
He actually did the full from ACLs? November. He's had 2 ACLs. He's had an AC. It's his first pre-season, and now he's one of our leaders on the field.
Yeah.
I wouldn't swap him.
No way.
No way, yeah.
I wouldn't swap him going
I'm
into
sorry,
If he
the
he's
continues
for
that
another
form
2-3
going into the
years.
finals, I would re-sign him for at least 2 years.
Easy.
A 2-year contract.
Connor Tracy. Okay, moving on. Let's move to this week's games. Do we think Kiraz will play? Brian Tortle's in a bit of doubt.
Nah, he's 18th man. I think he's not playing anyway this week.
Has Tortle been cleared to play?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, well, do you think
for New
Kiraz will
South
play for New
Wales?
South
Yeah, I
Wales?
think he will play. He's torn his MCL. Tortle.
L-
How's he
what's
gonna
that?
play?
L-
MCL or something?
LCL?
I've seen
PCL?
an NRL physio today. I think he snapped the ligament part of his knee, so I doubt he'll play. But Kiraz will be massive for us if he makes a debut. He will.
For New South Wales?
Yeah, he'll be massive.
It'll be rewarding for him. He's been awesome.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Of course, he deserves it
100%.
hard.
And I don't even think he's playing 100% fit as well.
Kiraz
He
might
just come back from
niggle.
a calf injury.
And his back's not 100%.
Yeah.
So they said, the doctor, Queensland doctor, messaged Murray Tuolangi, the Cowboys doctor, and they said he was 50-50 at best. So then he was actually not first choice. Murray Tuolangi, they were going to leave
Murray Tuolangi was
Holmes
first.
at centre, and Murray Tuolangi was going to play wing. But then they said he wouldn't train up, and Billy Slater wanted them to hit the ground running, and so he's gone with Shibasaki. He's been playing good this year.
Yeah, he's been playing good, yeah.
But the Origin is a different beast.
Level.
Dogs, Inari Tuolau will debut at centre.
Yeah,
It'll be exciting to watch him play.
Yeah, he'll do his
He's a
job.
very good
He was at
defensive centre.
Newcastle, yeah.
He's lightning quick.
We'll see. I'm excited to see him.
He'll be marking up on Dean Mariner, which is another in for the thing. Matt Byrne and Toby Sexton. Harry Hayes and Samuel Hughes, our props.
I think Curran and Hayes will swap.
Curran will start.
Yeah, Curran will start.
Just,
And I'd love to see Jack Underhill, is it? Jack Underhill?
Jack Underhill debut.
Jack Underhill debut for Curtis Moran or Jack Todd come in, obviously.
I hope Jack Todd comes in.
Yeah.
That's what I hope for.
Jack Todd with the 2 games that he showed.
I hope they drop Sam Hughes
But I just feel like
and they
bringing
put
him in
Jack
now.
Todd in. So
Drop
they
Sam Hughes?
drop Sam Hughes, put Curran up in prop, and put Jack Todd in the bench.
You're a massive Jack Todd fan.
I like Sam Hughes starting.
He hasn't played enough.
Yeah, I know he hasn't played enough, but I feel like he can do the job. He's experienced enough.
This is the bench rotations. The bench rotations of Serraldo, they leave a lot to be desired for.
He's got 3 forwards this week and one utility. Galvin.
Lipo Hoppo has been killing it.
I know he dropped him. Oh, that was strange. I couldn't.
He's
believe
been
that.
killing it, Lipo Hoppo.
Which game was it against Souths? Was it? He got dropped. The Souths game. Yeah, that's right.
Where we can get Brisbane, I think they've got no props on the bench. They've got
Is
Gaszewski.
Ben Hunt playing?
No. Billy Walters is a hooker. Jaden Hunt's a second row. Tyson Smoothie's a hooker. They've got 2 hookers and 2 second rowers.
Two hookers, right? Smoothie and Walters.
Yeah. So hopefully it's the first time we might be bigger than them going in. Like our packs will match up properly because I can't see Xavier
So
Wilson.
happy Burden's back there.
That's a bonus, but they took Karaz. Xavier Wilson he won't play 80 minutes. They've got no prop on the bench unless. And Corey Jensen. Corey Jensen's got a big motor for Brisbane.
Yeah.
But
he's been playing good.
last time Xavier Wilson, he played big minutes against us in back row, didn't he?
Okay. That might change. They're saying that there's a Ben Salty or a Va'a Semu. They're big props. They've got big raps on them in the Queensland Cup. Osman even said
Are they?
Ben Tolti is a very good player.
Are they on the bench? Are they?
They're in the extended squad. There might be a late addition
Isn't
into the
Blake
side.
Moses supposed to be something special?
Blake Moser is a hooker.
Yeah. Isn't he-
They'll have 4 hookers if he gets included. They've just re-signed him, yes, but he's had a wretched run of injuries. Okay, Hazna, predictions
I think.
for the Dogs versus Brisbane.
I think it's revenge time, and we're going to pump them.
Yeah.
Score?
33. Oh, sorry.
30.
34-16.
I hope it's a dry pitch.
Yeah, apparently Friday.
Will it clear up on Friday?
Yeah, apparently.
Because they've been playing water polo in this weather.
Yeah,
they
it'll be
play.
bad playing in this weather.
Give us a prediction, Harry. Score prediction and a man of the match.
I reckon Dogs 40 to 12. 40 to 12. Yeah, we're gonna come out.
You guys are just.
We're gonna come out firing, watching.
I'll be happy with a 6-point win.
Yeah. As long as we get.
Brisbane are coming off
I
of-
want revenge. I want revenge this week.
Brisbane coming off good wins against the Warriors, the Sharks, and the Titans.
Do you think?
Yeah, they're a scary team leading into the finals.
They've still got Reynolds, Ezra Mam, and Selwyn Cobbo might have something to prove.
And Stags.
I'm talking about in the spine.
Yeah.
Cobbo's still an Origin caliber player.
Yeah, of course.
And Adam Reynolds kicked us to death last game.
That's right.
Adam Reynolds, his boot killed Montoya
Ezra Mam for me is dangerous. If we can shut Ezra Mam
in attack.
Brother, you got kick out and Preston's still there.
I just think Brisbane. What gives me a bit of confidence? I think Brisbane might be light on in the forwards, unless there's a change in extended squad.
I think from last week's game, I want to ask you guys this, okay?
Yeah.
The way we played last week against, say, we versed Brisbane. Do we pump Brisbane?
That intensity
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll be more confident.
Yeah.
And the defense.
I feel like
Penrith's
that.
defense was not normal.
I feel
last
like what last week was our standard moving forward, because we don't got an easy run.
week. Yeah.
We've got a really hard run. The last 10 games is fucking real hard, man. Like, we've got Warriors.
Especially the last 5.
We've
I
got
think,
Warriors,
5, 6.
Penrith again. We've got Melbourne. We've got Sharks. We got Dolphins again. I think we have Dolphins again.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
At their home ground.
No, at call.
At a call this time.
Yeah, it's at a call.
No, we played them at the court on the Thursday night.
Oh, that's
at their
right.
home
That's
ground.
right. Yes.
When it was
that's
raining
right.
cats and dogs.
Yeah, so we've got a real hard run.
Well, last week
going
gave me a lot
forward.
of confidence. That Penrith game gave me a lot of confidence.
That was game of the year. We all agree.
Bro,
I feel like after
hands
that
down.
we can beat anyone, and the boys should.
I was
realise that.
shattered for 3 days after that.
You heard my
the-
WhatsApp recording.
The one that got away. Okay, let's move on to the Saturday 5:30 game, Raiders versus Dragons. In homage to Canberra overtaking us, I've got their jersey
Yeah.
up, so we're not biased. Canberra top of the table versus Dragons. Dragons had a good win against the Eels. They came out firing, but let that lead slip a bit. What are we thinking?
To me, Canberra will win easily by like big score, 13 plus. To me, Dragons isn't a 80-minute team. They'll
put up a fight, but
yeah, but they're not an
Canberra won
80-minute
away with
team.
it.
You got
like
to
against Souths. I think the game against Souths or Canberra, Souths gave them a good fight at the start, and then they just ran away with it in the second half.
But to be honest, Souths is their level this year. They're not like the levels of the Bulldogs, Warriors, Canberra.
Yeah, but I'm saying they gave them a hard time first half, and then second half they just faded away. I think
For the Raiders, they miss Josh Papali'i, who goes into Queensland camp. Joseph Tapani is named after that gruesome finger injury. So
It was only a dislocation.
dislocated. I think that's
So we're all in agreement. Canberra by plenty.
Yeah.
They've
not plenty. I reckon.
who else? No, Hudson Young and Hudson Young and also at Origin duty.
Hudson Young.
Did you hear about Shane Flanagan and Kyle Flanagan give the Bulldogs and Penrith a shout out?
Did they?
They watched the game on Thursday night and they said, we took a bit of ideas
Oh,
from
really?
the game.
He needs all the ideas he can get.
Yeah, he goes because Bulldogs and Penrith got out of their end real easy by doing the second phase plays out in their own half, and that's what Dragons were doing last week.
Yeah, and it actually worked.
So it worked out well for them, but don't fucking copy us.
The Dragons have got a few outs. Toby Couchman, bad shoulder dislocation. Hamish Stewart, HIA. Valentine Holmes, Origin, and Luciano Leilua tore his quad. They also lost that gun halfback Jonah Glover.
Yeah, that's right.
He signed with South as a next year.
Halfback or something.
Very good gun player. He's got a superstar stopping his progress. So he's jumped ship. I think, and they're saying Lachlan Ilias is in talks with the Cowboys.
He needs to be, bro. He needs to be out of that club. He's a first grader. To me, he's a first grader.
I don't think Shane Flanagan's dropping his son in time soon.
Yeah, no way.
I think he's bulletproof.
Especially after scoring a try last week.
Shane Flanagan.
There was a 5-year extension in the change room.
Shane Flanagan was a bit harsh on the decision he made with Lachlan. Like, give him time, bro. Look what he's doing in the reserve grade.
And he's coming, and he was coming back from that horrific broken leg.
That's what I mean. Give him time. Look what he's now doing in reserve grade. They've won 8-9 in a row.
Tyrell Sloan being given permission to talk to other clubs. Where do you think it's gone wrong with Tyrell Sloan, Harry? His attack's brilliant. His defence is.
No, I've actually thought he's put on some size this year. He's put on at least 5-6 kilos, what I've seen.
Where do you see a
his
good
yardage
fit?
and his hit-ups is stronger than last season, surely.
I heard Penrith's after him.
He's
Where would they put him?
under the high ball. Is a bit of a
They've got
battlefield.
Alamotti, they've got the two Metcalf boys,
Jenkins.
McLean boys, my apologies.
Jenkins.
They've got Jenkins, they've got Do'o, they've got Isaac Dango. I can't see Tyrell Sloan going there. Tyrell Sloan needs a Wayne Bennett or a Craig Bellamy.
Maybe Newcastle? No.
They just signed.
They just signed Young back. They got
Dominic
back,
Young.
Yeah.
I think a change
other
in
winger?
environment
Who's
for
the
Tyrell
other
Sloan.
Yeah.
Which team?
Yeah.
Knights. Who's the other winger for Knights?
Marju, Sheila,
Yeah,
Dominic
they got-
Young. They've got a young kid, the mullet, Fletcher Hunt.
Fletcher Hunt.
They've
he's
just
good.
extended him.
He's solid, yeah.
Tyrell Sloan is a first grader in attack and is a reserve grader in defence.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if he can,
And his handling's pretty bad.
But
too.
that's like Josh Adokar.
Wayne Bennett will do wonders with Tyrell Sloan.
You reckon? I
Yes.
reckon more Craig Bellamy.
Craig Bellamy, they
with that tough
they've got
defensive,
Warbrick and Coates.
with that tough defensive mindset system. I think he'll thrive off that because, like you said, he's got the attack, but he's a tackling bag in
So we're all Canberra 13,
easy.
Canberra 13 plus.
St George got no chance.
Down in wet, windy, and cold GIO
I say
Stadium.
1-12. Canberra 1-12.
That's
I'm
Canberra.
hoping for a Dragons win, but yeah, can't.
Moving to our next game, Saturday 7:30 at the North Queensland versus the Melbourne Storm. Melbourne
Melbourne's
Storm
missing a
obviously without a lot of their players. Hazna, can you tell us why you still think Melbourne Storm are vulnerable? That's your word, isn't it?
Well, you saw it last week as well. Again,
But they pumped Cronulla.
right
I feel
at
like
the
they're
end.
just in third gear, to be honest. Second.
That's what I said to Hazna.
Right at the end, but
That's
Hazna,
why I think they're a gimmick.
But they haven't
to go
clicked
and
yet.
make
Hasna's
the
right.
Yeah, they haven't clicked yet.
they haven't even.
look,
They're not showing. I feel like they're not showing
I'll-
their full potential. at
I'll
the
say
moment,
it
but We'll
again.
see at the back end of the year.
I'll say it again. Their attack is the best attack in the NRL. Okay, they could put 40 on any team, but their defense is not the best this year. When was the last time they left a team on 6 or 10 points? It's only probably been once or twice this year.
Last week, hasn't it?
Yeah, but
Okay, beforehand, yeah.
but like mind you, Sharks is lit this year. Like they're nothing.
Buzz Rothfield, I'm waiting on your negative criticism of the Cronulla Sharks.
They won't make
you
the eight.
biased flop.
They won't make the 8.
The Sharks were premiership favourites
They won't make
and
the
top
eight.
four.
I had them second.
They're running
actually,
10th, Harry.
Yeah, they won't make the 8.
But you won't see the NRL 360
Yeah.
attack them once.
Bias.
Biased as,
Yeah.
you know what?
Versus Canberra, versus Warriors, versus Bulldogs, versus even Penrith now.
Even Fanua Blake's gone off the ball. I had Fanua Blake top 3 props. I got Haas,
Yeah, what's
Joseph
going on with
Tapani,
him?
Fanua Blake. He's now.
He looks
Yeah,
slow.
yeah.
And
See his
not even-
stupid
doesn't look
passes
interested
last
as he
week
was in
against them.
Warriors.
He didn't have one. He had one of his poorer games.
Bro, very bad. Too many
Not-
errors.
For the Melbourne Storm, nice to see Jonah Pezzett back from a horrific run of injuries. He's something
Jonah
special,
Pezzett,
the
yeah,
halfback.
He's a
Far
good
longer. I feel
rate him
bad for
highly.
him, bro. 12 weeks, I heard.
He's ripped the hamstring.
8 to
Grade
10,
three.
I think. Yeah, 8 to 12, something like
Yeah.
that.
He was
12 weeks.
having a blinder. He saved 2 tries, got the intercept, did that break, then got injured.
I always said it to you. We need to sign him as a
What do you call him? Farmal Shano?
I'll show that.
Even Nicarima tore his.
Well, that was
hamstrings.
it. Was the week of hamstrings or soft tissue injuries with the quad of Luciano's. For the Cowboys, John Bateman is back, Jordan McLean's back, but they're missing a host of their players. They've got Ruben Cotter, Robson, Dearden, and what's the Jeremiah Nanai.
No, not yet.
But this is. I'm going to go with the tried and tested. I believe Melbourne Storm would win in a close scoring game.
Yeah, I think Storm will get him.
Storm.
Cowboys again will put up a fight as well.
I hope Drinkwater kills it for my fantasy side. But once again, Drinkwater's all attack and no defence.
I don't rate Drinkwater, bro.
His attacks, he's creative.
A couple of years ago, he was not normal, but
Nah, he's still a
he's out of date to me.
Next game is the Sunday Roosters versus Tigers. Tigers, bad run of injuries,
sorry for
suspensions. They're missing half their side. Roosters, heavy favourites.
They've got a lot of outs.
Abby Coruscant's injured.
no,
Heath
yeah.
Mason suspended.
De Silva.
Talon De Silva.
I can't believe that.
Cars.
I would have had him. I would.
How about that for?
I actually wanted him at the Dogs, to be honest.
How about that for hypocrisy? Talon Silva, and I'm not knocking the kid. They said they're re-signing Appy, so he spat the dummy out, Hazna, and said, "I want to leave," and they've given him a release, and he's left. No one bitched and
It was done
moaned.
so easy though.
No one bitched and moaned. They released him. When Galvin did very much similar to him
Broke the internet.
for
broke the
NRL 360 and
They
Fox
wouldn't leave us
Sports.
alone. Those Bulldogs, that's
They
why.
bullied the kid to death. 4 weeks, they
Yeah.
wouldn't. Galvin this, Galvin that. So when Talon Silva.
And then after they signed, they go, it's going to be another Moses Tedesco situation where they've lost stars.
But now Talon
They're
Silva-
gonna become
I
stars.
agree with
Yeah.
that.
But Talon
Yeah,
Silva
I
was getting
agree.
support today. And yesterday, oh, they're holding the kid back. Oh, they should have kept him.
But I don't know what's wrong with Tigers. I
Actually,
don't get
I
it.
feel sorry for
I don't
them.
get it. They won't bite. They
Stupid
won't bite the
management.
bullet for 1 or 2 years, right? And breed a team that they've got. They mind you, they have good juniors.
Yeah.
Breed a team with them. You like,
I
sorry,
think
you
we
lost
can name a full
Galvin.
squad with all the players they've lost, right?
They also lost a gun halfback to Manly last.
Large. His last name Large, isn't it?
Yes,
Something
he's,
large.
he's only 17 or 18 old, but he
Yeah.
had rugby union, Australian ARU, and many clubs chasing
Ben
after him.
Large, I think his name is, or something.
A young
like that.
Islander, half
Yeah.
half of 5'8". But going back to the Talon Silva thing, they also let him go, and Appy hasn't signed yet.
He's
So
going to Perth.
if Appy doesn't read,
Yeah, apparently he's gone to Perth. Yeah,
Who, Appy?
Interesting.
Hey, there's already talk that he could be the 9 there.
so that's another bungle of the Tigers.
But that's what I don't get.
I don't
Why-
think so. I think with all the players they've let go now, they've surely
They
got
have
money
to sign him.
Yeah, they have to sign. Appy
They have
now.
to sign him.
Yeah.
But like,
Can't
why
let him
would
go
you
to
do
Perth.
that? Why would you do that? You've got young players that can play for the next 10 years in this club. Build a foundation around these players. Make them the next Slaters, the next Billy Slaters,
It's a shame,
Cronks,
mate.
and
Like having Benji Marshall as a coach, you think
Like,
these
brother-
young kids would love to.
brother, how on it,
pay for him because he was such a star. You know, as a young.
how
player.
awesome would it have been if you had
shame.
Silva, Lachlan, Buller, and that Ben Large guy that left to Manly,
And we got Latu Fino also.
and Latu
Yeah,
Fino.
Latufano.
Like, what is that? That's an animal of a
It's a
you
spine.
know what I believe? Gun players don't make gun coaches. Reserve grade players
That's right.
make gun
yeah.
coaches. Wayne Bennett, Phil Gould, Craig Bellamy.
And now Serraldo.
Serraldo's
Even
a
the
reserve
Suns
grader.
The trend of the Suns as well.
I like maybe Ricky
Son of a
Stewart
gun, they're not-
bucks that trend,
Yeah.
but Brad Fittler, don't rubbish coach. Laurie Daly, rubbish coach. Benji Marshall, don't believe he's a coach, can be an assistant coach.
Yep.
Right.
Brett Kamali, Oculus Malmaninga, an immortal, rubbish coach.
You can't compare
Don't
them. You can't compare
don't tell
them
me
as
the
coaches.
Origin 8 in a row because that team didn't need a coach.
Put me in there. and
Cameron
I'd
Smith
win-
was
I'd
the
win
coach,
over.
trainer, manager. Cameron Smith was a
But
freak.
that's what I mean. You can't compare Brad Fittler, Mal Meninga, and Laurie Daly as coaches.
Oh, it's just going
Like,
back
look
to
at the teams they have.
But it's going back to Benji Marshall, and he was one of my favourite players growing up.
Yeah,
But I don't
rubbish
think
coach.
he's a rubbish.
Yeah, I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's
Let him be an assistant coach,
coach.
and they need someone there with experience.
Surely he can
They
do
can't.
that.
You can't keep blaming. Something's got to give there.
He's got to.
I was against when they let go of Maguire. I thought that he
was too
deserved
hard
one
on him,
more
they
year.
said.
I feel like he deserved one more year to.
Do you think
prove
Will Peters or Will Pierce?
Willie Peters?
Willie Peters. Do you think?
But that's another unproven
Yeah,
coach.
that's another unproven. I wouldn't risk that.
Who's
Bring back Tim Sheens.
no, not Tim Sheens. Who's proven? Bro, they need to. Didn't they? They went after Serraldo and we beat them to it. But after round two,
They even had Ivan Cleary as coach, didn't they?
but he got off the bus.
Yeah, that's right.
He
went
got
to
poached.
Warriors after that.
No, he went to
Oh,
Penrith
went
and
to
started his
Penrith,
dynasty.
Penrith.
After
He
round
was
two,
at Warriors first, then Tigers, then Penrith.
after round two
Sounds
had
like, yeah.
I think so.
after round two had Tigers fans messaging me, "We're top of the table. We got the best defense." You think they went off early?
To me, they'll finish last or second last.
They're in a battle to avoid a fourth straight winning spoon.
Yeah.
They're playing 2 p.m. Sunday at Allianz.
Pressure's on.
This is where your 13 plus will take off. I reckon James Tedesco will have a field day.
Yeah, I think.
No Buller, no Luai.
No Buller. Sunil Taruva goes to fullback.
The gun is. I love his defense.
Marky Mark will score some freakish try
Yeah.
right on cue.
Tom Rodwell.
I like Dwayne at 6. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
sorry,
like
Dwayne.
Is that true? His Dragons are after him to play 6?
Dwayne?
Yeah.
No, that's gone cold.
Oh, it's gone cold.
Terrell Mate against his old club. poor guy. He'll probably do 150 tackles and 40 hit-ups. He'll have to carry that side.
Tristan Hope, never heard of him.
Tristan Hope was their third choice hooker. And Alex Twal and Terrell May.
He's a gun.
Alex Twal and Terrell May better pack their shoulder pads because I think they're going to be doing a lot of tackling on Sunday. Roosters 13 plus, Harry?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Hazna?
Easy.
The final game of the round at 4 Pines, aka Brookvale Oval, sees resurgent Manly take on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. For the South Sydney Rabbitohs, they will be missing Latrell Mitchell. Latrell Mitt, yeah. And Cody Walker, but he has been named an extended lineup. One of our favourite players and charismatic players, the hectic Brandon Cheese, is scheduled to return.
Brandon Smith, yeah.
He's listed in number 22, but I'm 99.99% sure he'll play.
Cody Walker's on the reserve. I thought he'd done
He's touch and go. I think hectic.
Lewis Todd, that's probably the
Brandon Smith comes in for Lewis
worst
Todd.
signing I've ever seen.
Who the Manly? Who are they missing? Oh, for Manly, they Nathan Brown ruptured his bicep, out for the year. And Jaden Sullivan, the halfback, broke his leg in reserve grade.
Yeah, that's right.
Out for the year.
Souths, yeah.
Wyden moves to 6 if Cody Walker doesn't come up. Humphries at 7, and Alex Johnson goes to fullback. This is touch and go. This game, Brookvale Oval Sunday. I give South a massive chance.
I think the Travojevic brothers and the Cherry Evans will get him home.
Did you like the move of Tommy to centre?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, Hopewadi's a gun. You can't leave. You can't.
Lehigh's a future superstar. He did have a quiet game last week, but he'll bounce back.
Yeah, he will.
I didn't mind Tom Trbojevic centre, like we spoke about on last week's episode. Just because he was a centre, he set up one try. He was scheduled to play right centre, but he set up one of their tries at left centre. So he's got that license to roam.
That's right.
And he's doing less bring back carries, and he got through the game, which is a start.
Munro this year, I feel like he stepped up as well.
Tyrone Munro is very strong. He's just
strong now.
For Tommy,
Three collarbone injuries, I think he had.
For Tommy, he's a big man. He's a big game centre player. For big
I think the
games.
Travojevic, Tom Turbo by himself should get Mandy home.
I think it's going to be a very close
Souths
game.
will put up a fight this week. Surely they will. Wayne
Yes.
Bennett, especially after that heavy loss.
I reckon hectic. The
Actually, I had
enthusiasm.
South last week. I picked Souths to win.
We'll edit that out because they got pumped.
Embarrassing.
I think going back to Brandon Smith, the hectic cheese, he'll bring some enthusiasm and some confidence to that South side.
And go forward.
I think I'm going to go South in an upset this
I
Sunday.
wouldn't.
Very
I
close
wouldn't be
game.
surprised if
Hopefully
that
South, or not hopefully, I believe South will win.
No, I think they'll click.
You got Manly?
It'll be
I
either.
think
It'll be 1 to 12
Brooks,
either
Cherry
way.
Evans, Tommy Turbo, Hopewadi will have a good game. I think Manly will just get him.
It'll be 1 to 12 either
1 to
way,
12
but Manly.
What about that wanker peanut Anthony Seibold comparing coaching to what's going on in the Middle East? Like politics and football and sport should never mix. Is he fried?
About the sport.
Is he a fried? Like I know Manly can't wait to get rid of him. You don't want your coach coming out and saying football's not my be all end all, even if it isn't. He's entitled to his life outside of. We're all entitled to our lives outside of our profession. But for him to come out week on week and say football's not my everything and people are dying overseas and
Can't compare.
Middle East, is that what you want to hear from your coach? Is he messed up?
Yeah. Maybe.
The sooner, I reckon, just flick him, but it's going to cost him a fortune, and bring in Michael Ennis. Michael Ennis is if he's being groomed for the job and this guy's head's in the Middle East or up his ass, or at McDonald's when he fell asleep, the mark,
Yeah.
Seibold.
He's gone downhill hard. What was it? It was a press conference before the game.
And he said it after the game too.
Wow.
What about Deli Cherry Evans in the presser? He goes, he's my best friend.
Yeah.
We got a very close relationship.
All talk shit, bro.
But he didn't invite him to his wedding and doesn't. That Cherry Evans is a mess.
Where's he going actually?
Roosters. Here you go, Roosters.
Done deal?
Done,
That's a
done,
stupid signing.
done diddly,
They don't
everything.
even- They don't even need him. They've got already.
Savala, Santa Smith,
Savala,
Sam
Santa
Walker.
Smith, Sam Walker.
Rodwell played awesome in the Origin, the Underlines Origin.
I wouldn't sign it.
And it's for 2 years, not 1 year.
Is it done deal? Is it?
That's what's going on in the traps. We're going to move on now, but just we'll go through the injuries. Metcalf, poor Luke Metcalf had his best
Yeah.
ACL.
Terrible.
Ponga Liz Frank injury.
I think
But
they've
Ponga,
done, who else? There's another injury for Warriors as well.
Warriors was Charles Nickel Clockstad, 4 to 6
that's
weeks.
right. MCL or something.
But he's looking at 4 to 6 weeks. Sorry, excuse me. Ponga Liz Frank injury, 4 to 6 weeks. His foot again, but the opposite foot. Toby Couchman, right shoulder dislocation. We'll see a surgeon on Thursday to see what they need.
Second or third injury this year.
Toby Couchman.
Yes.
His brother Haram, his twin brother
done his ACL.
Done his ACL. Toby
He's
done
the
his
better
shoulder.
one. Is he the better one? The one that done the
Toby.
ACL? Yeah.
No, Toby's good. I think Toby's the better one. But
Toby's the better one.
But Toby, that's the second time now he dislocates his shoulder. He's going to see the surgeon to see whether they need to operate. If they need to operate, that's season over. If not, that's 6 weeks of rehab for them injuries.
With Cody Walker, right? Do you think South should just nurture him for a bit, bro? Have his legs 100%? It feels like they rush him always.
They was bringing back.
Yeah, they come back from injury, then a week later he's gone, or during the game he gets injured.
They
Last
call
week it
soft
was-
tissue injuries the old man injuries, and trust me, I know.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to heal up properly, man. Forget about this.
I don't think Cody
I think
Walker will
he's
play
done,
this
to be
week.
honest.
But he's got one more year with.
Yeah, I think as a player he's done. Like he'll still put it out there, but I think he's done.
Something of note that came up today. Lockie Galvin he shared Talon De Silva's Parramatta
and he put a wink.
poster, and he said good luck,
Who
thumbs up and a
cares?
wink.
They're blowing it up.
And going back to Fox Sports, they said it was a dig at the Tigers for him.
Sneaky dig.
A dig, and it was Hasmanas, and it was not warranted.
That's right.
So he's not allowed to support his best friend.
Yeah, it's probably the images that he put up, a wink and I think was it a...
He said, "Well done. He got an upgrade, and he got a
cheeky
first."
wink. He used a couple of winks.
Bro, I can't do the.
Wink and that's
When
what
the
made it,
media-
I think.
When the media loves someone, he can't do no wrong, and when they attack and bully someone, they just bombard. Leave the kid alone. And they talk about mental health and that. They're full of
They've got to
crap.
get off this Galvin situation.
We'll move on to Origin. Hazna, just to give us an early prediction for Origin. What do you like about? Laurie Daly picked the same New South Wales side.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Don't like it?
Well, he's picked the same side. Why not? At the end of the day, that's the team that's been together and gelled for the last two games.
Would you have made any changes?
No, I wouldn't. And mind you, I think To'o's little injuries are mind games.
I would have made changes. Do you want to know my changes? I think Stefano Utukamanu
Yeah, I agree with
does
that.
not fit. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's not an attack on him again.
Yeah.
He's
Either
not.
May or...
He's motor. He's not for Origin.
Yeah, no.
No.
He cost New South Wales a try by not going through the line for the Cleary obstruction.
Yep.
Then the Harry Grant try to Cameron Munster. He went the wrong way at marker. Both markers went right.
Yeah,
he should have
I think
broke.
he's lazy.
There's actually
He was
one
blowing after. You could see he was struggling with
He's a big
fatigue. What his
body,
motor? He's a big body.
Yeah, but not effective.
Keon Kolomotangi and Terrell May need to be in that
was the
side.
first
Yeah.
choice I would have
Yeah,
got.
Keon, 100%.
That's
Not
for New
that
South
Lindsay
Wales.
Smith, is he just there for what, backup or
But Lindsay
experience?
Smith played for Australia.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, last year in the
PNG?
try. No, played for Australia. In the,
Oh, he did play.
The try series last year. He played even against Tonga in the final.
really?
Lindsay Smith's a very good player, but he's not in the Keon Kalamotangi and Terrell May.
Yeah, no.
There's
Oh,
one
okay.
change
Caliber.
actually I would do.
Yes,
Take Jacob Kiraz off 18 man.
and put him where?
Put him back in the Bulldogs
Yeah.
squad. What the fuck
Yeah,
is he
well,
about
to be
18th
honest,
man?
yeah.
Because I
Only
think
because Toto's injured.
I
But
actually
he
think
deserves the Clinton
Yeah.
I actually
true, why
think Bento. I actually think Brian Toll is really generally 50-50 chance of.
I don't reckon he'll play. I've seen on NRL.
He couldn't get through the
Let's not
Penrith
wrap it up.
game.
Bro, he's got 10
Inject
days. They've got 10 days or so.
I want Carras to debut
10
for New
days,
South Wales. I think it'd be just his
Well, it
reward.
was 10 days when
Yeah,
he got picked.
when he got picked, yeah.
I want Carras to play for New South
Look,
Wales.
100% I
I'll
want
be
him
so
to
happy
play.
for him.
100% I want
And
him
And
to
the
it's out of
confidence-
four as well.
The
He
confidence
knows
he'll
the
get
stadium
coming
well.
back into.
He won't look.
Bro, he won't let that jersey down.
Yeah, no way.
And what'll make it more comfortable for him, they'll put him right wing
With
next
Critter.
to Critter.
Yeah, with
Fuck,
Critter.
what a right
That's
edge.
right. Where he plays.
What a
with his
right
club.
edge. And you
I
got
wouldn't take Brian Toll into an Origin decider in the wet, in the cold,
Who would
anywhere
that be
near
up against
80%.
Shibasaki? Would that be up against Shibasaki?
On the left-hand side,
Shibasaki?
Nah, Shibasaki's
it's Valentine Holmes
Yeah.
and Shibasaki.
So
On the right was Coates.
will mark
right.
Latrell.
That's right.
But bro, listen to this right side: Cleary, Martin, Critter, and Kiraz. That's a lethal right side.
Yeah.
I think Lomax has had a poor few weeks.
Yeah, but he's still wet in the air.
I reckon
Trust me.
Origin 2, very quiet. Missed those goals. Didn't cost us the game. It's not
the
on him.
goals, Yeah.
Then into the Parramatta game versus St. George on Saturday at
I think
Wollongong.
he tried too hard.
If
tried
you
to win the game for
if
him.
you want a definition of a player trying too hard against their old
he
team,
was.
that offload at the end.
Yeah, he's.
Oh my
stupid.
god! This
I
is the
think
first one.
I think someone called for it, but from the Dragons because the way.
Because they know.
Yeah, the way.
But he was there was 4 or 5 Dragons players around the ball and Joey Lussick, 1 Parramatta. So even if you got the ball to Joey Lussick, he was going
that's what
nowhere.
he was
going nowhere, Harry.
Stupid. I think it was second tackle.
He was if To'o is fit, if To'o was 100%, I would have picked Karaz over Lomax.
No.
Karaz's form has been better than Lomax the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, by form, yeah, okay, I understand. But big games, Lomax has been.
Yeah, Lomax under the
Max
high
King,
ball.
Because like what Harry said, Lomax on the high ball, he could jump the stadium if he has to.
Yeah.
Are we backing Max King to start again, or do you think there'll
Max
be
King
a...
will do his job.
Max King
He's
all
done.
day.
Fancy them blaming Max King for the loss and saying he had a quiet game. New South Wales dropped the ball in the first 20 minutes. We dropped the ball 8 times. How is he going to make hit-ups and meters when you don't have the ball?
They had all the ball.
What do these people watch?
8 new penalty counts.
They already bagged him down and said that he's not an Origin player.
Well, okay, no worries.
46 meters. Well, that's not.
Because we didn't have the New South Wales
That's
didn't have
not
the
his
ball.
fault. It's not his fault.
For Queensland, I think Josh Papali'i is an awesome
Yeah.
move.
They won't be bullying him. That's for
Josh
sure.
Papali'i has been killing it.
Deserves
I
it.
think they bring him in to be an enforcer to intimidate.
I think he'll play the
New South
first
Wales forwards.
15, 20 minutes, Harry.
Yeah.
And then
He'll
I
just
think Pat
bash.
Carrigan will take over the
But
last 60.
they're gonna bash him. He's gonna.
It's good to play his last Origin
Yeah.
ever. You know, because it's his last season in the NRL.
This is what will happen. Josh Papali'i goes out for the first 20 minutes when the heat's on.
Even
And
in
then
the
Carrigan, and then Carrigan comes on and plays the last 60.
Carrigan comes on. Yeah.
I think Papali will jump in the last 15 minutes as well.
He'll come back on.
Yeah. Or what, 30-40 minute rest? Do you think he won't be fresh
Yeah,
again?
I think he'll come back on. Just depending how.
Would you have went Hammer for ask both you boys? Would you have went Hamiso or Reece Walsh for the fullback
Nah,
spot?
Hammer definitely.
Reece Walsh for me.
Nah, Hammer. He
And
killed
tell
it
me,
against.
tell me why.
Because he had a.
Not why. Just explain why you would have went with Hamiso.
Just more of a complete fullback, to be honest. He's proven this year he's been better on form than Reece Walsh. Reece Walsh is a better attacking player with the ball, with the sweep plays and at the back and all that stuff.
Reece
but-
Walsh has got more ball
Yeah,
skills.
ball skills, that's right.
I think Hammer is a bit of a threat, a running threat.
He's
I
a big of a
think-
complete player.
I think that's what's
more of a
important,
complete fullback.
You have that third playmaker and as Walshy, you know, creating havoc on the edges.
But is he as good under the high ball as Hammer?
100% not. But Hammer doesn't create those defense.
It gives you that third
Yeah,
creative
get you.
option.
Hammer's more of
They've
a
lost Ponga as well, and Reece Walsh would have actually been a good replacement for Ponga. But then again, I think the game on the weekend, I think that was a decision for Slater to make.
Hammer's a good
I think Hammer
supporter.
played better.
Hammer's a great support player.
Yeah, he's a good support.
Hammer just glides over the field.
Yeah, I love
On the weekend, I was watching it with my family, and my father goes, "Is he really running or is he jogging?"
Yeah, he's a weapon.
That
It's
try
like
he
he's-
ran around
It's like he's not even
Latrell,
trained.
Jai Arrow, I understand, and the halfback, he had a smile on his face, which is
Yeah. Did he break up with his missus or something? It was on the Daily Mail or some shit.
funny. Ryan Pappenhausen broke up with his fiance, scored 4
punching
tries against the Tigers. Hamiso breaks up with
Yeah,
his
breaks up missus.
scores 4 tries.
Almost got a fifth as well.
So for those rugby league players that are going through a try scoring drought, break up with your missus, you might score 4 tries. Whatever
TVs were
the
getting in the way. You can't put that in there.
you're an idiot. Early predictions and your man of the match. We'll revisit it. Queensland or New South Wales or Queensland?
Look, if New South Wales click, New South Wales by plenty.
Yeah,
If they don't
definitely.
click-
You got to give me one answer. Don't sit on the fence.
I think it
against
was
spinners.
going at half time.
Hey,
I
this
think
is
the
a
game
hard
would be
one.
finished at half time, to be honest.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like Laurie Daly.
New South Wales 1
Oh.
to 12.
I think Queensland.
Nah, New South Wales.
Don't like Uto. Don't like if Brian Talk goes in, and I don't like Jerome Luai's not a 6 for New South Wales.
Nah, I think he'll Second
who else
game
you gonna
running,
put
I
in
think it
there?
will be better.
Hey,
Who else are you going to put 6 there?
Burden or Isikatoa?
But he's not in the side. They're both not. Oh, Katoa is.
You asked me who would I put in
Oh,
New
yeah.
South Wales side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have went Burden at 6 and Clear at 7
To win
or
the series at the
Isikatoa.
moment now with it for experience, you have to pick Luai.
Mitch
You have to.
Moses is a
You
massive
can't
loss.
go any other player.
Mitch Moses,
100%.
his loss is being severely underappreciated.
100%.
We look so much more settled with Mitch Moses. New South Wales looks so much more settled.
Oh yeah, definitely.
My prediction is 1 to 12 New South Wales.
Your prediction?
13 plus.
Queensland
13 plus.
1
New
to
South
12.
Wales.
All right, that just about wraps us up for episode 3-6 again with Finchy. I'd like to thank Harry, your champion,
Thank you for inviting me on.
coming out on this
you.
wet and windy day.
Thank you.
We
Appreciate
shall
the
touch
invite.
base with you. Are you going out to the game on Friday?
50-50 at the moment.
Yes.
Just
Asking
depending on the weather. Depending on the weather.
young soldier, you there on Friday?
I'm there.
God willing?
I'm there.
We're there.
Under the coach's box.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll wrap it up and I'll see you next week. Adios.